Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign. We're going to be picking things up exactly where we left things off last time with our players, those who are here anyway, and despite the weather, the heat wave that we've been having over here, you guys, thank you for joining us tonight, and they've braved the weather to remain indoors and play D&D. So thank you very much, first of all, guys.
The real challenge is wearing clothes.
That is the real challenge. When I saw some of the chat about how much clothes do we have to wear, I was thinking, there were thoughts for a while. That being said, hydration and clothing are both important for different reasons.
Hashtag free the nipple.
Hashtag free the nips. As you can see, we've got two players missing today. So we are missing a Dan and a Marta, but not to worry. We knew this ahead of time, and they'll be back, we hope, next week. Fingers crossed, everything with schedules allowing, of course. So anyway, out of the four of you that are here, does anyone have any shameless plugs before we begin proceedings?
Nope.
I got one.
Oh my God!
One.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not for me. It's not for me. It is a thing I like, and normally it happens on like the weekend, and I forget to promote it. But it's happening tomorrow this week, so my memory is on. There is a lovely comedy night that I go to when it was in person called Quantum Leopard. They have started a streaming version where they play D&D, but it is comedians playing D&D, and it is effectively, well, it's a pay what you can to try and keep comedians in money when gigs are not happening. But it's very funny. It has a lot of like no punching down policies, so no transphobia, no homophobia, no chav bashing, all that kind of stuff. It's lovely. It's on tomorrow night for, I don't know if they're going to continue doing Tuesdays. Normally they're on Sundays. Twitch.tv/Quantum Leopard. Those both words spelt as you would imagine, and it's Dungeons and Leopards, and it's I think Dungeons tomorrow's got like someone who's been on stuff like Mock the Week, and they're normally they get people before they're famous. They've managed to wrangle in some people who have been on actual TV stuff this time, but they have a very high standard. Trust James Ross to pick good comedians.
I can vouch for having comedians playing Dungeons and Dragons is quite a epic combination. From it was a while ago. I mean, we have enough fun us lot playing, but the like professional comedians doing it. There was that one, wasn't there? A couple of months back. Yeah.
Question Time has been running for a while. I followed it for a while. They had a fringe show back in there, which was by all accounts superb. So,
and the Questing Time guy DM'd the Red Nose Day one.
He did, yeah, which was brilliant.
They started around they started around the same time as the Red Nose Day one-off, but they've been going every fortnight since then. I just keep forgetting to point it out. They had one great episode where one of the players' laptop was so old and very hot that he kept on running out the room to grab ice packs to put on his laptop to keep it functioning. It was great. It was great.
Oh dear. Yes, thank you for that, Marshall. Thank you for that shameless plug. Another shameless plug.
Shameless plug. 7:30 tomorrow, starting at 8.
Thank you. 7:30 tomorrow, starting at 8. Another shameless plug coming in for in the chat. Thank you guys for getting on this. For those of you players who are watching over the chat as well. Thank you, Tchaikovsky, or Pavel, as we otherwise know. You just said, I'm gonna just plug my love and support to y'all. Keep kicking ass. Thank you. We will.
Pavel, we love you too.
Yes. Hopefully.
I'll correct Pavel and by saying first we might have to start kicking ass before we can keep. But yeah. Thank you, Pavel.
We kicked an ass once.
I think you've kicked your own a few times as well, so we
have kicked many dogs.
There are many dogs littering the streets of where you've been. so much fauna has fallen for you. Shall we? What a lovely idea.
I prefer without any
further ado, let's jump in with tonight's session here on Slice and Dice. And we are back. That's good timing. Okay, so guys. Oh, thank you, Marshall, first of all, for dropping that link in the chat. Let's go check it out. Thank you. So last time, you guys were investigating into what you'd overheard after the wake following the funeral of Argentia Summerfall, Neris's aunt. Neris overheard some commotion coming from across town. You guys went and joined her and found Belle Quigley, the gnome of bits and pieces, the clothes shop and other general goods store, which many of you have frequented at this point and are proving to be quite big fans of, actually. And it turns out that her brother, Bantam Quigley, has been abducted. He went to the park to go and get something and then disappeared. All that Belle could find was his staff. So you guys investigated into that. Brucon climbed up at the abandoned watchtower, found a fake guard at the top that was actually a mannequin all along, and spotted two flying creatures with a sort of a bundle between them along on some string, flying off into the distance. It was quite far away anyway, but illuminated only by the moonlight that evening. Coming back down the tower, Brucon spotted that this tower also had a subterranean level as well. So he let the rest of you in and joined then by Seth and Fleeting as you went to explore inside, as they came back into town suddenly, having missed the funeral. You then went to explore what was down there, and you found actually a jail. It was it appears to be the jail, the sort of prison cells they have in Hilberg. So you talked to the jailer, Gamja, who was not the most pleasant of fellows, but I mean, he seemed well-meaning. He just had a foul odour, amongst other things, about him. A bit of a strange chap. Well, that wasn't the strangest thing you found down there. Oh no, nor was finding Teen in Bluebeard, the gruffer and less friendly of the two twin brothers that were escorting Lady Helene Grenforth some time ago. Turns out he had been arrested for public order offences, disturbing the peace and so on, as he had been trying to join the Creation Collective, the Fairfan cultists, who have a presence within Hilberg, and he had been left holding I forget the expression, holding the baby, I think is the expression. But anyway, he was left in the lurch while the rest of them disappeared, and he got arrested for the public demonstrations that the cultists have been carrying out around the town. So you questioned him, found out what had happened to him. He begged you not to tell his brother that he was there, but just to keep an eye on him in the meantime. Yes, yeah, I thought you'd find that funny. But yes, the strangest thing of all that you came across in your questioning was a black cat that wandered in, having a look around. Apparently black cats were bad luck in Hilberg, and hence the jailer immediately tried to get rid of the cat, but Leobrin wasn't going to have any of that, because Leobrin is basically Dr. Dolittle with his Speak with Animals, and just started having a chat with this cat, who was also weirdly looking into disappearance of small creatures. Although they hadn't heard of a gnome going missing, they had heard of a halfling going missing by name of Hugo, which you eventually twigged, you guys, was the slightly corrupt potion trader within town, which some of you have spoken to before. Apparently they've gone missing, and more besides. And strangest of all, this black cat was not a black cat at all. It was a human who was turning herself into a cat via transmutation magic. Leobrin, with his detect magic ability, noticed this magic aura emanating off her, and then thanks to Malar using dispel magic, boom, she turned back into a person. She said her name was Cat. We'll see if that's true. And she agreed with you lots, as long as you were to keep things quiet, to meet with her chapter of the Moonrunners, who are due to meet tomorrow night, to discuss a plan of action to try and thwart whoever seems to be abducting small people. You've deduced 2 connections so far. All of the people who've gone missing so far, all 3 of them are either connected to the Moonrunners. They're connected to the Moonrunners is one thing, and the second thing is that they're all small, either a child or small, because Will Tinder, the young boy, has been reported missing as well. which was brought to your attention by quite a scene happening at the wake with his mother, Lily, being quite drunk and accusing her ex of taking the child. So your suspicions have been aroused by all of that has happened this evening, and you all, after that, decided to, as the hour was late, to head back, get some rest, and recuperate before carrying on with whatever you want to do tomorrow ahead of that meeting. So, so you headed back. Seth and Fleeting discreetly took the two steeds. That's Seth's horse and Fleeting's steed, which he hasn't really shown to you yet, but he's trying to keep that under wraps. But anyway, led them round to the kind of stable area that you have around the back of your new property, while the rest of you headed indoors to get some rest, sorted out amongst yourselves where you were sleeping for the evening, and then in the morning you wake up at a reasonable hour in the morning. It's a nice day as the sun starts streaming inside. Clearly the bad weather that had been happening over the previous week seems to be moving on at this point, and it's not as hot as perhaps it is in real life at the moment, but because it's more towards autumn, but it's pleasant and sunny for sure, very bright. So you wake up in the morning. Go ahead.
I just want to check, what is the date today?
Right. Okay, so the funeral was on the 9th. That's the one day the 9th. So today is today, the 10th of Festival.
10th of Festival.
So yeah, for the uninitiated, in the Manylands, there is an 8-day week. There are 40 days in a month, and I believe there are 8 months in a year. So it can get a bit confusing. So you're on, but the days slightly different. So it's 2-day because it's the second day of that week. 2-day. All right. Okay. So you wake up. That's not confusing. 2-day. That's not confusing at all. It is fun though.
4 days until Malar's birthday.
Counting down the days till Malar's birthday. Yes. So, is anyone sleeping on the... Was there any... No, there aren't any bedrooms on the bottom floor. Okay, so, guys, can you remind me what your passive perceptions are?
13 for Brucon.
Passivo...
13.
10 for my clueless wonder.
Amazing.
And what's Malar's passive perception?
14.
14 as well. So Brucon and Malar are tied. Okay. Just seen. Thank you, Drake Lazarus, for your hashtag Fate Dice recommendation. Oh, and Tchaikovsky as well. Actually, I get pizza. Great, thank you for that. We've got a lot. I'll make sure these get logged for next time we have a Fate Dice roll.
I've dropped everything, but I get pizza into the log so far.
Oh, Marshall is on it. Thank you.
I've been passing them all over to the Discord. Join our Discord.
Join our Discord. In fact, the link has just come up on our Twitch there. Join our Discord. Use that link right there. Just copy that into your browser or whatever else. Or on your actual Discord would probably be helpful if you've already got Discord. And come join us. Come join in the revelry between sessions. Anyway, that's one shameless plug out of the way. One shameless plug too many. So Brucon and Malar, you both awaken as you hear a knocking at the main door, at the front door.
Just to point out, Brucon's passive perception is 13.
I'm sorry, but I thought you said 14. That's okay. Well, Brucon can continue sleeping if he would like. Up to you.
Yes, he would.
All right, Malar, you awaken when you hear the knocking at the door. Before the others who stir a bit, but you hear it more than most with your passive perception and your gifts of hearing.
Malar will get out of bed. He's only in sort of what is functionally sort of a jockstrap. He grabs his sort of over jacket and just sort of in a half-day slumber puts that on.
Yep.
And sort of thumps downstairs and just sort of staggers to the front door and opens.
Malar pitches up in a pair of budgie smugglers and his holy symbol. Love it.
Yeah, actually, yes.
I mean, if you had like a hairy chest, this would be feeling like, like a bit more of a sort of Las Vegas kind of down and out chat. But anyway,
leopard print budgie smugglers.
So anyway, you open the door, and standing before you, quite a bit shorter than yourself, although that's no surprise, is an elderly dwarven lady, greyish hair, but seems to have a youthful vigour that you wouldn't have expected for her appearance. She goes, "Oh, hello, dearie. Oh, so the rumours were true, I see. Malar Shade Creek. Sorry, Deacon Malar Shade Creek, I presume."
Oh, yes, I am Malar Shade Creek. Be with you. Good morning.
It's a good
You're not a
morning to
morning
you as
person.
well. Sorry?
Saying Mallow is not a morning person.
Evidently not. Evidently not. I take it you got my hamper that I left here yesterday.
The fruit. Yes, the apples were quite delicious. Thank you very much, Ms.
Oh, I'm so sorry, dearie. I didn't introduce myself. Where are my manners? I'm your new housekeeper. My name is Fenelon Henley.
Insight check.
Okay, make an insight check.
Ugh, 5.
5.
I got
5
a natural
total.
1.
Oh, wow. Okay. She seems very suspicious. I mean, the youthful vigor for an elderly person, and you have come across many people who aren't what they seem in the last couple of weeks. So, you are inclined not to trust this elderly lady.
I don't recall any mention of housekeeper being assigned the premises. Do you have any identification or papers to this effect?
I suppose I do. Let me go and grab my papers. My house is just around the corner, so it's not too far. But I'll be back shortly.
Thank you, miss. It's just security and whatnot these days. You can't be too
no, trust me, my dear. I've seen it many times with adventurers. You can't take too many risks, right?
No, you'll be back in just a minute, yes?
Of course, my dear. I mean, I'm not as fast and sprightly as I was when I were a girl, but still, I will not be too long. And she starts heading off on her way.
Malar will gently close the door, and then he's going to run upstairs and find Seth, and then wake Seth up. Be like,
okay.
You need
Mr.
backup for the old lady?
Oh,
what are you talking about? What?
Like, I mean, just bouncing you off the mattress at this point.
I know, what?
Mr. Seth, I think there might be somebody here trying to kill us.
Cool, I come out 2 daggers. I have 2 daggers, I sleep with them.
She's a little dwarven lady.
I put
Mr.
one
Brucon,
dagger away.
Mala just runs into Brucon's and just sort of like, "Oh, Mr. Brucon, Mr. Brucon, imminent danger, danger, Mr. Brucon, danger."
I just got rid of that ring.
The 360 maneuver there. Was
Thank you for the reference. Excellent reference.
I appreciated that reference. Thank you.
Yeah, indeed.
How long does it take to armor up?
Light armor, what is it, a minute, I think?
Then I will get dressed and come down.
Brucon is also not a super duper morning person. And is sort of bleary eyed. Oh, what's on earth? Oh, danger. Oh, okay. And face plants. Like steps out of bed, completely misjudges it, and just wham, face off the floor. Bounces back up using his monk reflexes. Oh, I'm awake now. Okay, yes, let's go. And runs down in his Jimmy Jams. Ready and bursts down to the living room, ready for action in combat pose, looks around and goes, "Where?"
Malak. It's just gone to paper. State she's here. She says that she is housekeeper, but she didn't seem particularly trustworthy to me. No. Maybe you should just verify my finding. Brucon. I will be here to observe. And then Malar goes to the other end of the hallway and just tries to stand in the corner as quietly and sort of small as he can be, like just stands looking.
Okay.
I love how we're all just I'm just in a battle pose, like
Brucon-
dagger aimed at the door, waiting.
Mala, can you make a stealth check for me, please?
With mega disadvantage.
Oh my word.
Actually, with less disadvantage than normal because you're not in your armor.
I don't wear armor. 17.
17. All right. Despite your frame, you think you're pretty well hidden in the corner of the room, unless somebody looks directly at that area, and then it's very obvious that there is a Loxodon curled up in the corner there. But if they don't look in that direction, you should be fine.
Brucon
He's well hidden. We just hear every minute or so. Oh.
Probably just a little fart occasionally.
Brucon just stares at Malar and says, "Okay, so sorry, let me just recap it. There's a dangerous lady. She's dangerous because she doesn't have her papers, and you want me to confirm that she's dangerous because she doesn't have her papers. Is that about right? Also, she's not here right now.
She's not here right now.
So she's so dangerous that she left.
Yes.
What? Look, there is no harm in.
Knock, 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 knock.
Oh, she's here! Goodness! Quick! I will answer the door. Be ready.
That was a cracking stealth check you just tossed away. You rolled phenomenal work on the stealth check, and then the door knocked, and you immediately just go, "Oh, bollocks to that, I'm going to go open the door."
Mate, I'm 7'2". Unless I'm behind the door, she's seeing me.
Yeah,
I'm ready a dagger to.
I
It
love
only
that.
raises more questions about the purpose of the original stealth check, to be honest with you, but fine. Yeah, cool. Go for it.
I love
Does Brucon have a dagger?
that. He's got a kukri now. Yeah, Brucon does. Right? You got it remade.
So do you have it on you?
No.
I pass him a dagger.
Okay. The dagger.
Get ready to throw.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Credit to Should Be Studying, who writes all this over a sweet old lady. It's like, this just goes to show how much crap you guys have been through that you're suddenly like, what?
Everything
woman?
changes shape.
It's not
Yeah,
paranoia.
it's fair.
They
It has happened a few times. I say either blame myself or congratulate myself, one of the two. But anyway,
We have met 4 different shapeshifters.
yeah,
We trust nothing.
Yeah.
that's
Kill 'em
fair.
all.
That's
Ask
fair.
questions later.
Okay, so the door. So the door. And did you say, Mallow, you're going to go open the door?
I'm gonna open up.
All right. So you open the door. The same elderly lady's there. She's more sort of, but she's maybe 3.5 feet tall. She's got short grey hair that kind of curls at the ends. It looks like it's been done in rollers and such. Just wearing a simple sort of working clothes and a bright apron over the top. And she smiles over at you and presents forth a piece of paper which you can see has the seal of Councillor Potter has been stamped on it. Sorry I didn't bring this the first time. Here is the papers you asked for.
Thank you. I take the papers and I look at them. Can I look them over for authenticity?
Okay. Authenticity
You
in
inside
what
check
sense?
that paper.
As in just checking the writing, or more of a
The seal that
checking
it's
the
an
seal.
official
Okay.
stamp and-
All right. I guess a history check would be appropriate for this then.
Yeah, we've seen that seal.
Yeah.
that's going to be 8.
8. I mean, it looks legit. Maybe it's a forgery. It's relatively simple anyway, the seal. So, I suppose you could have got it forged if you wanted to.
I will take the paper. I obviously have the paper. I've looked it over, and I look at the little old lady, and I edge back towards Brucon, but I never turn my back on this woman.
Okay.
Just move back to Brucon and hand over the bit of paper to Mr. Brucon. Can you validate that?
Sure. Let's. What was it? Was it a history check?
Yes,
you
please.
thought?
Yeah.
I mean, Leobrun could tell you.
Well,
Yes, Marshall remembers.
I mean, there's been a lot of stomping. Have you woken up yet? Are you staying over at? Where are you?
We could, if you, I
Malar's
suppose you
staying-
naturally would wake up around this time, so could if you wanted to. We might hear the commotion and also go, you know what? I'm not getting involved.
Brucon rolls 14.
14. Okay, yeah. This looks very much like the seal that you were carrying before. As in, the markings are the same. So yeah, this looks like the real deal.
Okay.
And she kind of notices you guys questioning this. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just say, Brucon just gives it a once over, looks at Malar like, yeah, this is all absolutely fine. Hello there, madam. Thank you so much for looking after the house for us.
My apologies for not anticipating the caution that you guys would be exhibiting. I suppose you probably threw all of those fruits away that I left for you. I mean, if you suspected that, it could have been poisoned or, anything. I should have thought of that.
I wouldn't worry too much about it, madam. I'll be entirely honest with you. We had a very strange day yesterday, although I suppose by our standards it was a day ending in a Y. But we got back very late after all kinds of shenanigans, and I could be wrong, but I don't think any of us gave much thought to consuming the fruit. But it was very generous. But please don't take that as a judgment on the quality of your service. It's
not at all. But no apology necessary. I wanted to see you yesterday, but I'm aware that there was some other matters that you had to attend to. So it's all fine. Of course, if you feel uncomfortable with it, I don't have to be in the house when you guys aren't here. If you would rather, for security reasons or whatever, I could only turn up when you are here, for instance, in the morning.
Yeah, well, as long as it's not too early. How are we defining morning here?
Well, I guess a usual work day, maybe around 9, or I could fix you breakfast as well. I'm although my sons wouldn't say I was the best cook in the world, I can still make a homely meal that I've been doing for many a year.
Count me in. I don't know about these gentlemen, but personally, I'm all for it.
Adam, sir, I'm just eating your food.
And I would expect nothing less, my friend. Oh, well, of course, if you would like, I can do so this morning.
Oh, well, I haven't eaten. Yes, I will sample your wares. If what do you intend to make?
Oh, well, normally I would see what was in the pantry, but I suppose that it'll mostly be the fruit and maybe some oats. I could do some porridge or something.
Oh, well, porridge would be most appreciated. Thank you very much.
Not at all. And as I say, I don't think I introduced myself to the rest of you. I'm Finellen Henley. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Is that a thin or a fun? Is that a TH or an F at the start?
And it's an F, yes.
F.
Finellen. Yeah.
And now I've already
Fenelon
forgotten the surname.
Henley.
Fenelon Henley.
Yes. But also kudos to all of you, including Marshall, who called the reference on this character straight away. Yep, that's exactly what I was going for, so thank you. I must have got it right. All right, so yeah, she busies herself, pushes Thom through to the kitchen and starts preparing breakfast, which during this time, I suppose, Leobrin would... you could awaken and to get yourself ready. But what are the rest of you up to? Anything, or what are you going to be planning much for the day ahead?
I'm giving Malar a look and just go, well, we're all up now thanks to this deadly awaken from the old lady of cooking, killing.
No, Mr. Safford. At least now you get breakfast. Well, I think I'm going to put on some trousers. Excuse me. Malar leaves.
For the whole exchange, this whole thing, I'm going to give Malar inspiration. It's just too good.
Trying so hard to maintain eye contact.
As Malar says that, Brucon looks down at the mole-patterned pajamas that he's currently wearing, his Jimmy Jams, and goes, "Yes, that's not a bad idea, actually. Fenelon, my dear, this porridge of which you speak sounds positively delightful. Excuse me one moment. I'm just going to go and put on something a little more appropriate. But certainly sign me up for some porridge. I should like to have some of that. See you in a moment." And sort of shaking his head, makes his way up the stairs, going, "Bloody elephant man! What a ridiculous individual! What on earth?"
Can I check mole patterned as in lots of pictures of moles?
Yes.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
Well, subterranean species, right? It's not going to be, it's not. It's going to be something thematically appropriate for a race that lives underground.
Yes, I'm
Good.
trying to remember.
I like that.
Fair enough.
One of the D&D gods is a mole, and I think it might be a gnome god.
Sounds about right.
It is not a good god. However, it's an evil god.
So after Brucon heads upstairs and Malar heads upstairs, leaving just Seth, Fenelon kind of turns to you, Seth, and kind of looks towards Brucon and then back at you and goes, "Oh, he's very polite, isn't he? Is he obviously a well-raised dwarf? If only my sons were as polite as he. Can I
Yes,
interest
he's,
you in
very-
breakfast as well?"
Thank you. I'll. There's 5 of us here. Fair enough.
5. Oh yes, that's right. Yes, I didn't get all your names, but I'm sure I'll get me noodle around it in time.
Just Malar, Brucon, Seth, myself, the Oberon, and some other guy.
Okay. What does this other guy look like?
You can't miss him. He's sleeping on a ceiling somewhere.
Oh, okay. Right. Mum's the
I'm just gonna
word.
take a look in the kitchen and just look at the ceiling and go, he's not in the kitchen. You're okay.
Okay. Right. I'll get to work. She starts gathering up some
I'm
of
gonna
the
go try and
fruits
find
and
which
such.
ceiling Fleeting is sleeping on and wake him up.
I have a feeling he would have chosen either the cellar or the very, very top. The study, bedroom 7, the study bit on the top floor. He may have chosen that because that's also got beams.
I'll check the cellar, but I've not got enough morning energy to walk all those stairs to check upstairs. If he's up there,
All right. So down in the cellar is it's more of a storage area, but there's a separate room as well. You can see there are beams in here, but no sign of fleeting look. Interestingly, there is a so it's mostly stonework down here, and the staircase, when you kind of look round, also has like a metal door right at the end that would seem to go into the area just below the stairs, perhaps a storage room or something. But it looks like quite a heavy metal door.
that's
And
a
then
place we could keep prisoners. I mean, captives, people we kill, no prisoners.
and there's the as I said, there's the adjoining area as well, which is a storage area. There's various barrels and chests down there, some of which it's kind of doubles as a pantry. You can see that there is flour and salt and other ingredients and things are down in this area as well. But no
Fleeting's not
fleeting.
here. I'm not checking the top floor for him. Too far away to disturb me.
It's fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm gonna go sit, wait for breakfast.
All right. So as the rest of you then get ready, get your clothes together and get on down to breakfast. Unless there's anything else you want to be taken care of beforehand, we'll say you get ready, come down. Breakfast is served to you. It's porridge, but she's also thrown various berries into it as well. You've got some blackberries, because this is the time of year that picking blackberries really, every side street there is somebody going for a blackberry bush with a bucket or whatever, just clogging up the roads. It's a nightmare, but such is the autumn time. And so she serves this up to the rest of you, and as she does so, you hear another knock at the door.
So tonight's episode is going to be a comedy sketch, right? It's just going to be an endless queue of people knocking on the door coming in. I'm here for
down.
Malor will get up and go to
bottle episode. We couldn't afford any other locations.
Yeah,
a fly.
The budget. The COVID
is
budget.
Leo
sorry.
up, by the way.
Leo, you up at this point?
Up now? Yeah.
Cool.
Sort of. I heard general chat. So there was a getting up and a putting on of washing and then putting on of suitable clothes.
Definitely
Not appearing in anything less than a ruff.
I was going to say, have you got this is your we've got company ruff that's on now, is it?
Yes.
I'm now imagining that Leobrin actually has a massive collection of ruffs.
Oh
each
yeah.
of them very carefully designed for every specific occasion. So
Yeah.
there's the formal, the super formal ruff, the mid-level formal ruff, and so on down the
He can only really store like 4 because it's in a travel box, so he can't really take the full collection from home. So we've got the travel box of 4 different ruffs.
I'm imagining all 4 ruffs. It's like when you go down a paint aisle with all of the variations of off-white.
The choices upon leaving home, like narrowing down his rough selection to just the best 4, covered the most range of options in just 4 roughs, was a tough time. Very tough time.
I can imagine. Anyway,
Very tough.
Back to the plot.
Back to the plot. What plot? Malor opens the door, and you see a grumpy, blonde-haired and alabaster-skinned elf at the door, still looking pretty tired at this point. It's Neris. You guys wanted to meet?
Ms. Neris, come in.
All right. Okay. And she just stumbles in. She clearly hasn't had her coffee this morning. He just kind of slumps at the table.
We're dining in the kitchen, Ms. Neris. Just go through.
All right. She just drags her feet in there. And you hear the very loud and very bright greeting from Fenelon, and then the muted and grouchy response from Neris. They seem to be getting along swimmingly as she gets breakfast. So,
I was super hoping she would think Neris was the other guy.
Actually, now you mention it, yeah, she probably would assume that at this point. Anyway, as you're halfway through your breakfast, you then hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and Fleeting Look comes to join you, looking, well, how he normally looks. He doesn't change much. The turquoise tiefling comes down the stairs. He's already wearing his armor as well, because, that's what he does, but conspicuously... Well, no, not conspicuously at all. He's wearing full armor at this point because, he assumes you're going somewhere, and it's an adventuring day. Clumps into the kitchen with the rest of you. Hello.
Oh, Mr. Fleeting, come sit down. We should. Yes, that's a good point. We should probably discuss our activity.
Who is this?
Now.
Yes.
Well, we'll do an introduction.
Fleeting goes up to Fenelon and extends a hand and goes, "Hello, Neris. I'm Fleeting."
Jack, you're the woman as well.
Yeah. This is her response.
I mean, it's sort of like Jack time, isn't it?
It's a miniature Jack
Still
time.
riffing with yourself.
Yeah, Jack
Yeah.
FaceTime.
Exactly.
Pleasure. And looks to Seth. Is this the one you were referring to? Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you, Fleeting. Would you care for breakfast as well? Oh, yes, that would be lovely. Okay. And he makes him a bowl as well. And he sits down with the rest of you. So, now, what are you guys doing with the day? What's the plan?
Well, that like sort of metagaming this a little bit. This is what Malar was trying to set up. Like, so we have this meeting in the evening. Is that accurate? With the ever aptly named cat.
We're meeting with the Moonrunners. That's Milligan tonight. So we've got the entire day. How about we try some eagle hunting? See if we can get any leads. We just one little person as bait.
I like it. I'm down.
And
How
we
small is
do
our little
know
old lady?
We
Yeah. Wait. Yes.
Oh, this is
We
this
needed
is
a
gift
sm-
from
I know,
the
but-
DM.
Well.
they
Yeah.
have to be like-
The elderly lady, you mean? The housekeeper. She's 3.5 feet tall, so she's if mechanically she's a medium creature because she's a dwarf, but she's a diminutive dwarf.
They need to be part of the Moonrunners, don't they? They're the only ones given.
True.
We do know a halfling in the Moonrunners, and where she'll be.
Gnome.
We do know a gnome in the Moonrunners.
We
and
know
where
him at
she'll
halfling.
be.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like the eagle plan, consulting wildlife, knowing people.
How do the eagles know who is in the Moonrunners?
Maybe they can shapeshift the same as the Moonrunner person. Moonrunners turn into cats, and the Moonrunners turn into giant kidnapping eagles.
Nurse just puts her head in her hands and it's like, oh my god, they're not fucking doppelgangers, are they?
No, they don't turn into people. They turn into birds.
No, the eagles were definitely carrying a humanoid form, right?
Oh, yes, I believe so.
So I don't.
If we go,
There must be some way of identifying a Moonrunner that the eagles are aware of.
if we have a Moonrunner in that same park, we could wait on that watchtower, see if we can see them approaching, and then attack when they go to kidnap them.
I had a thought, and then it left. Some local wildlife knowledge might be useful here. So we could possibly see about contacting Greenblade and seeing if he can tell us anything about behavior patterns of local giant eagles, anything along those lines.
Or, considering how much we speak to animals now, maybe we summon some rats, we send them to ask the sparrows, and maybe the sparrows can go and recon and get some information, and we get the animal kingdom to go and help.
Well,
How
Mr.
likely is
Seth,
this?
the problem with that plan is the rats may end up eating the sparrow.
Did someone say rats?
No.
Nibbles hops out of I think Neris's pocket at this point onto the table, and then you hear Fenelon shriek, "Oh, a rat! A rat! Oh no!"
I've got it, and I'm going to stab in front of him.
Oh yeah, so this
No,
is a
it's
fake
okay.
stab.
Bowl of food.
Make a performance check, Seth. I would say deception, but this is definitely performative.
Oh, this is what I roll a fucking 19 on.
The dice gods are pleased. The dice gods are pleased.
With
So
my
that's-
performance,
Yeah.
22.
22. All right. Fenelon completely buys it. Oh, thank goodness for your reactions, laddie. That was really swift movements there.
Brucon lean. Sorry, I had to double check if I was muted or not. Brucon leans over towards Fenelon and says, "By the way, now's probably a good time to mention. some very strange things tend to happen around us, and in particular where it comes to wildlife. Lots of chatting, conversations, making friends, things of that kind. Probably a good idea if you do, while cleaning the house, happen to see some kind of wildlife. Maybe tidy up around it rather than immediately trying to call in the exterminators. Best to be on the safe side.
Oh, you have whaled friends, do you? Little critters and whatnot.
Yes.
Except if it's an invisible telepathic rat, you can throw that one out.
Oh! Right, I'll bear that in mind. And she kind of, just turns away and starts cleaning up some of the pans and things.
I'm assuming Nibbles scurried away from the dagger in front of it.
Basically, Nibbles, when you stab down, he then jumped up your sleeve. So he's on your person.
What do I need to do to stop this?
I mean, you can ask him to get out, or you can try and grab him if you'd like.
Okay, I'm going to say get out before I get nearest the barbecue.
Oh, but you stabbed me.
Yes. I won't again if you get the hell off me.
Okay. And yeah, he hops out discreetly out of the bottom of your coat onto the floor.
Why is this thing still with us?
I told you, I was going to serve you now. I was hoping I could be one of your familiars.
Raise of hand. Anyone want a familiar? Anyone?
Neris is kind of like, I mean, I can already summon rats. One more is, I guess, fine.
Then keep your pet with you.
All right, Nibbles.
Okay.
He looks kind of dejected for a rat, and you can tell in his tone anyway. He jumps into Neris's pocket.
Oh, good.
I feel super bad about this, but Brucon just has no use for a familiar. He's about as magical as this clasp knife. So the familiar is of completely superfluous value to him.
I'd love a familiar, but this one's batting about 1 for 10 in useful.
Multi-class him to druid.
That was it. That's what I was thinking. Thank you.
You want to be a druid?
No, maybe the giant eagles are. Maybe there's a cartel of druids.
Oh.
Maybe that's what's going on with the Moonrunners.
Yes.
Maybe the giant eagles are
druids who are pro-slavery.
Fleeting looks particularly interested in this statement from you, Brucon. He kind of leans over to you and goes, "Cartel? Is that the collective noun for druids?"
It might, if I'm right that these are druids, it might be the collective noun for these druids. No.
How about we go ask that Moonrunner gnome if she'll be our bait?
Well, no.
And when she says no, what do we do then?
Well, no, wait. We have
How
the
open are people to kidnapping to stop kidnappers?
Hey, what happened to that halfling the crazy one? Where is he still around here? We could use him as well. I mean, he's not a Moonrunner, I suppose.
Now, hang on. Let's just cool our heels, such as they are. Now, we have the beginnings of a plan, which is to bait a trap for this giant winged beast. And then what happens when the trap is triggered? What happens then, Mr. Seth, Mr. Brucon? Because as far as I can tell, it risks our small person being carried away, and then we're sat around going, "Oh, what do we do?"
Okay, we have 3 options. 1, we kill the bird. We gain very, very little, but we kill the bird. Also not something to brag about. 2, we capture the bird, and as we've been doing for the last few days, interrogate the animal. 3, we let it take the gnome, and then we try and track it, which is our weakest thing, and we send a sending message to them to try and get a better location.
Or we give them something they can drop to leave a trail for us to follow.
Yes, breadcrumbs from 60 foot in the air.
Yes, I wasn't. I made a point of not saying breadcrumbs, but yes, that. But hang on a moment. All of those options seem to assume that a Moonrunner is going to volunteer to be bait for us.
Well, she did lose her friend, and she wants the help to get him back.
Yes, I think I'm open to finding out how this goes, but I suspect that when she approached it, when we essentially forced her to speak to us, she didn't have offering herself up as a sacrifice in mind. I think what I'm saying, Seth, is you should prepare yourself. I think, Seth, what I'm saying is you should prepare yourself for some disappointment when it comes to your generous offer to this lady of being bait for us.
She doesn't have to be willing bait.
I can arrange that. And Darius just sparks a bit of fire in her hands.
Brucon just looks
I
at
go to
Malar.
high five Neris, and then I realise she's on fire, and I pull back a little bit. I'm like, but good thinking.
Brucon briefly but significantly looks in Malar's direction, and then back to Seth.
Don't look to the smart one to try and get justifications against bad ideas. That's not how this works.
Look, we have time. Yeah, if we're going to do this, we need an actual legitimate plan and not just the scribblings of an idiot. No offense, Mr. Kosef, but really we need something cohesive and cogent.
I'm still going to hold out for trying to do some research about local wildlife and where giant eagles figure in that.
You know what, Mr. Brucon? Let me give you a hand. That was basically what I did most of my time down at the Hammerfoot. I'm sure I can find us somewhere to study.
If
I know you tried
planning...
this,
Sorry.
I was just said, Mel, I know you tried this yesterday, but you could try sending another sending message to that guy who's already been kidnapped, and being more precise about what we want to respond. So he's not shitting himself about the gods whispering in his ear.
Well, now, actually, Seth, that's not... Well, the problem I appear to have is that every time I send a sending message to somebody new, they are initially baffled and confused. Have I already sent a sending message to one of you guys?
Yes, because they said the damn manticores. So
Yes.
the other thing I was going to say about doing wildlife
That was the
research.
halfling one.
A, giant eagles. B, manticores. And Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, their deal is.
But perhaps start your message with, you
Don't
have
panic.
25 words to respond, and then continue with whatever, or a shorter version of that. You've got? No, wait, that's the same as you have.
We need to cut out unimportant words. Don't panic. Respond. Some words. Location. You are? Manticore. Where are they?
Just ramblings of a madman appear in your ear. Cake, where, now, her, what? Eggs, chicken.
25 word? What?
Like
What
it's
is
all
it,
just
boy?
verbs.
Trouble at the old well?
I think he wants to.
Yeah, we end up asking 10 questions with a 25-word limit.
Verb.
If you're
Yeah,
trying
anyway.
to catch giant birds, you're probably going to need a pretty big net. The housekeeper leans over.
I thought we'd just go in blasting.
Well, if you want to
Oh, but-
capture him alive, you should probably use a net. If you were looking to kill them, you got weapons and such, and magics and things to eliminate them. But if you wanted to interrogate them, you probably need other means.
To be fair, we're pretty well stocked with means to interrogate giant eagles. We have Dr. Doolittle here, and I have, frankly, more nets than I know what to do with.
Oh, so
Until now.
well. Pardon me. I'll keep my I'll let you adventurers do your thing. You clearly have got this in hand.
No,
Quite right about it.
yes. We meant nothing by it. It's just lateral thinking and such the like. Your views are appreciated, of course.
Well, I'm no adventurer.
Yes.
I'm sure you know better.
How about we split up? You guys go research manticores and birds. Me and Leo go try and convince gnomes to be bait. And Neris and Fleeting don't burn anything down.
Isn't the gnomes the thing that's happening tonight, isn't it? Or is that a separate thing?
No, the gnome is the shopkeeper who had her friend just kidnapped. She is part of the Moonrunners. So she
And the
Probably
Moonrunners are
good
meeting
thing.
tonight. So you did
Gotcha.
think she'd be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I'd forgotten about Belle.
So
No, you're absolutely right about Belle. Okay.
Yeah, so she'll probably be there at the. But we've got a whole day before the meeting. So you might as well try something to try and get some information prepared for the Moonrunner meeting.
Yeah, it's probably
Okay.
best I don't go back there because I'll end up buying things, and I can't afford to buy any more outfits right now. Not a stereotype.
You take
Genuinely
care
Neris's
of-
character.
You take care of Fleeting for now.
Take care of him. What are you
You stay with Neris.
really? Make a persuasion check, Seth.
Okay. I really need that name. Please. 18. Plus 6.
18.
24.
24. Oh wow. Okay. Yep. Neris, doesn't look particularly happy, but kind of okay, fine. And then Fleeting also looks a bit tentative, but sees that you're, trust your judgment, Seth, and goes, anything for you, best friend. Hey, Neris, I can show you my new steed.
Oh god.
And Neris like, oh my god, wait, I love horses. Sure, show me your horse. And he's
Shit.
it's not a horse. It's a
I'm
capybara.
not, oh my god.
What?
Of course it is. That's brilliant. That's so on brand.
Overly sized, I assume.
Oh, yeah, a giant capybara.
Yeah, yes, a giant capybara. Yeah,
I
he's my
spent
steed.
4 days riding next to that thing.
Oh, wait, okay. Oh, okay.
It has
I'm-
horns.
Yeah.
Jack, that is a ridiculously deep cut. I applaud.
I mean,
That's
in
an
fairness,
amazing callback.
I mean,
Incredibly well.
credit entirely to Dan. He that's he it was
Well,
his
Dan,
idea.
Well, Dan,
I sent,
amazing callback. Entirely his
I
fault.
sent him a list of all the things
Oh,
he
the
could
horns
use
you
to
made.
find speed. Reindeer, camels, elk, anything. I was like, you can choose other stuff within reason. And his only response was a capybara. There wasn't hesitation. And then for a day, he just kept sending me capybara gifts.
Capybara
Dan,
gifts are a
what?
thing.
I
That
can't
was
remember
something
what
so
the
There's
last
so
one was.
fucking many.
I can't remember what its name, but
There's
it's
so
either a
fucking
giant
many.
or a dire capybara. But yeah, it's a big old boy, and it has antlers because it's a dire one. So
Yeah,
and it's very big,
That's D&D logic. Anything that's dire has horns.
right? It's fine. So yeah,
Let's go.
Fleeting leads Neris out, and she looks very concerned. And the rest of you, you can once you're ready, head off to do what you need to do today. And Fenelon bids you all farewell. Like waves you out as you leave. Don't worry, dears. I'll lock up here. I won't be too long. Good luck. And yes, that's sorting out.
Good day, ma'am.
Pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Henley.
The
Me and
pleasure's
Leo
all
are
mine, Leobrin.
Yes,
And
me and Leo are heading to the shops. So where are you guys heading to for manticore and eagle information?
bless you.
Library or local library or sort of bookshop or something. Well,
So you
I
could-
did a load of research in downtime. So where did
Yeah.
I go do that?
So your research in downtime, I think 3 main locations. Either you can get some books from the market. You can browse there. You could go to the temple, which has some books there. It was more pertinent to what you were researching before, and also council chambers will most likely have some material there too.
Well,
So
seeing as
hit-
Neris said, keep me away from shopping central. I'm guessing we've got 3 people on team research: Brucon, Malar, and Neris. So three PCs, 3 options. Shall we go on that basis?
Oh, I thought
Right.
Fleeting and Neris were going off to look at their steeds,
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. I didn't realize.
but you
Well,
could
I'll
grab
tell
her
you
if you
what.
want.
Do you want to take the council officers? I'll take, and if both of those are a bust, we'll convene at maybe the market.
Yep, sounds good. Let's do it.
Do it. All right, so let's we'll stick with you 2 first then, and then we'll hop over to Seth and Leobrun when they get to the shop. So first of all, then the nearest is the council chambers. So Brucon, it's literally round the corner.
As our paths diverge, I turn to Mr. Brucon. I'm sure you're quite adept at such things, but regardless, I would like to give you the blessing of the 8, and I just hold him on the shoulders for a couple of seconds to say a quiet prayer over him, and I'll use enhance ability, which will give him bonus on. I'm going to give him intelligence checks for the next hour.
Good call. Very nice. Okay, Brucon. So heading on into the council chambers, obviously the white stone and marble lined interior. It's quite a grand building in here, and you see the main sort of concierge desk in front of you. I guess the reception desk anyway in front of you, with the receptionist behind it. Yes, can I help at all?
Well, I certainly hope so. I'm here to do some research. My organisation has been given cause to track down some giant eagles who seem to be operating in this area.
You're one of the adventurers, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Yes, the books are just that way. And,
Jolly good. Thank you so much for your help.
Just cut you short.
Brucon tosses. Yeah, and Brucon tosses her a. Is it her or he?
It's a her. This one, yes.
Brucon tosses her a silver piece for her troubles, for her assistance.
Yeah, was a bit surprised, but nonetheless takes the silver piece. Yeah, just down the end of the hall
Folks,
there.
It's not just a river in China. Cool. Yep. Excellent. Brucon heads in.
All right, so Brucon, yeah, you can do some research over the next hour. So make a history check for me.
Both of us.
Just you, Brucon. Just you for now. I'll switch over to Mallory.
And there was advantage on intelligence checks, wasn't it?
Yes, with
it
enhanced
was.
ability. Yeah.
Outstanding. Right, history. Here we go.
Outstanding.
Oh, 22.
22. All right. So you're looking to giant eagles, correct?
To start with, sure.
Sure. Okay. So I'll say with a 22 then that you actually it only takes you about half an hour before you find a modicum of a good amount of information actually on giant eagles. So although often used in mythology, they're symbolic creatures, to indicate sort of nobility and wisdom and the kind of a superiority, if you like, amongst the high as honor, I guess, if you're going to go down the Game of Thrones route. Those kind of things that are synonymous with it. But in terms of where they nest in Burikrin, it's you find it's generally in the mountains. They prefer higher altitudes. They don't normally come down to the kind of level that Hillberg is at. Hillberg, although on a hill, is still relatively low down compared to the mountains. They like to be up, thousands of feet, preferably. So yeah, seeing them out here is odd. That's out of character for giant eagles.
Strike wrong for druid cartel.
But you do also find in the second half hour, because you've got 22, you find a kind of a beaten and kind of forgotten tome that speaks of a collection of mysterious bird people who gather at a place called the Eyrie, supposedly somewhere high up in the Ratgaret Mountains. From your reading there, Brucom in particular, you recognise that, it sounds like this was some sort of monastic order by their kind of ritualistic behaviour and their secretive kind of ways that they seem to do things in a kind of ritualistic fashion and are, yes, very reclusive from the rest of society. But there is one, as I said, there was one tome that hints to them possibly, it speculates about their location.
Sorry, I'm just making notes here. So there was bird people at somewhere called the Eyrie. Yes,
the Eyrie, yes. Supposedly somewhere in the mountains.
In the Ratgaret Mountains. Any more information about where in the Ratgaret Mountains, or was that the?
It doesn't give you a precise location in the book.
Any hints on finding them in anything else about how they might be located, or is it just a case
there is a crude map in there, but it's not labelled. So I think you could, if you were to take that book, you could maybe cross-reference it with a more up-to-date map, and maybe you might be able to glean a location from there.
Let's go with that. Let's definitely go with that. That seems like an excellent idea. Could even have a stab at doing a sketch of it if. Well, anyway, we'll see if the books have to remain on site at all times, or if loaning is allowed. So yeah, okay. So Brucom goes and found something here, little bookmark in the tome, and then heads back to check with the as you put it, concierge.
The receptionist. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Says, so excuse me. This is a very interesting tome here. It's extremely helpful, but it's got some non-specific information in it. I'm just wondering if it would what the policy is on removing books here. Do they have to live here at all times, or would it be all right if I borrowed this? I would, of course, give you a receipt and so on, and make sure to return it. But yeah,
Broker, make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Oh, that's pretty good. Trained in that. 20, not natural.
20, very nice. She kind of looks from one side to the other, making sure you're not being observed. Just kind of leans over the desk, quite close to you, whispers in your ear. Well, if you bring it back in a few days, I won't let anyone know that you took it.
Brucon gives a nod and a wink, puts the book away and says, "Oh, that's you're a lifesaver. Thank you so much."
Not at all, thank you. And obviously shows the silver piece and pockets it again. When she moves back, you kind of get this waft of like lavender, this scent that she's wearing quite a lot of, but you wouldn't have noticed from behind the desk. But as she's kind of come over you, it's intoxicating, the smell.
Cool.
As you were. Thank you.
Is that the end of my hour, or?
That's the hour. So you kind of turn to leave at that point, I guess. Let's switch over to Malar. So Malar, you're going to the temple, right?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Okay. So you go inside, and obviously you see Captain Mandeville. You also see and Greta Grouse, Lady Greta Grouse, the two lycanthropic charges who are sort of, yes, lurking around the temple for fear of what they could become if things go wrong. And obviously, Brian Obadiah, the deacon, warmly greets you. The very large, jovial man. Ha ha! Malar Shade Creek, back again, I see. God, how can I help?
Oh, well, I'm on a research mission team, one of my better skills, to be fair. Do you have any regarding, large birds or quite possibly mantic in this area? Anything like old stories, mystery, rumors, legends, such things.
And he kind of goes serious for the moment on the mention of manticores. No, that's not something I know of. But Ventrix may know more, though. Ventrix, are you? I think he's in the vestry. If you want to go and find him, you know your way around.
Yes, thank you, D. Give him a hearty handshake. Head on my way.
All right. Yep. Let's get to the vestry, and you can hear that Ventrix is signing off from a meeting, which you gather is probably via the sending stone that you used before to talk to High Priestess Amakir. Malar, Shade Creek, how can I help you today?
Every time I forget his Shatner. Okay.
Dragonborn Shatner.
Yes. Greetings. I am after books and any literature you may have on local legends and myths regarding large winged animals, namely giant eagles and manticores. Yes. Mm-hmm. Does that ring any bells?
I can't say per se that we have any books with those kind of creatures, but I am a dragonborn of the world. I have heard of manticores before. Many stories were told. I could divulge if you like.
Oh well, if they are relevant to this region, I would happily hear them. Is there a chair around that I can sit in?
You can go. There is. Yeah, in his office. By all means, you can sit there.
As I say that, I move into the chair and say, "Go on then."
Obviously, given my heritage, Rachir is more the kind of place that you'd find these kind of creatures, being that they are more mountainous-dwelling beings. I heard that originally they came from across the sea, the Forgotten Lands, or perhaps across over in Eruskin. You know the Divide. They're not really indigenous to around here, but supposedly at one time they were before the dragons came. I heard they were also cursed men that were then turned into these beings for their crimes, if you like. Kind of punishment from maybe some gods or some demon, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, and he goes on with this, but basically you get from him that there is they're not really based in this peninsula, Rachir and Burikrin. It's very rare to have any sightings of them. But in fact, so much so that it's speculated that they no longer exist, and it's a mythological being, and that's it. As he said, more from the Forgotten Lands, possibly up in Eruskin or Provincia, but not here. So very strange hearing about those. As for giant eagles, you get much the same as Brucon from him. They dwell in the mountains. They're sighted occasionally, but they don't normally come this far out or indeed down this low, so seeing them here is odd.
If I ask if he has any literature on the matter, or if I can maybe go through his library or whatever resources he has, would that be of benefit, do we think, or do we think we're talking to the font of all knowledge?
I mean, by all means, if you want to look at the books, you most certainly can. He can't think of a tome that specifically would have stuff about these creatures in, but you're welcome to do some research if you'd like.
I think I we would like to do some research. I'm just going to check my background, see if that's going to do me any favors on this.
Ah, yes.
No,
It's
no,
Burekrin,
it's not.
Chosen.
Yes.
Sorry, converted. Burekrin converted. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, position of influence, but no, not super helpful. But yeah, I would like to go and check over the books regardless.
All right, let's as before, as with Brucon, let's go for a history check, please.
Whoa. 14.
14. All right. You pour through these tomes for the best part of half an hour, just flicking through to find anything relevant. The only thing that could be useful is a kind of. It seems a creature that resembles what you know a manticore to be. Being, we're working on the assumption that you guys have all heard of manticores and maybe not come across them before, but know roughly what they're supposed to be, like appearance-wise. There's a creature, a demon that's described as being, similar to that of a manticore. So with a human head, but several rows of teeth, a kind of mane and body like a lion, and bat wings, and a scorpion's tail. Obviously, very ferocious and twisted demon, but that's all you really find.
Okay. I'll either stick around, keep researching until Brucon turns up, or I'll head out. Whatever.
So, Brucon, which way were you heading to meet Malar at the temple, or was it at the market? I can't remember what you
Market, I think, is what Brucon would do. The agreement was go to each of the places we said we would go individually, and then meet up.
Meet at the third place.
So
cool.
Brucon's just kind of, fingering goods in an idle fashion. Yeah, steady on there, DK. This is a family stream. No, it's not. That's a lie. Anyway,
it's a lie. If you're a family, get out.
Yeah, Brucon's just get out. All families were banned now. Brucon's just kind of idly perusing. Is it possible to window shop when there are no windows?
Of course. You know what markets are like. You can just wander past. I mean, the people presumably try and sell you things, but you can ignore them politely and just not today, or just smile.
Could do. If someone makes Brucon an appealing offer, he'll consider it.
So yeah, you can do that while you're waiting for Malar to appear. Meanwhile, Seth. Oh, hello. I heard myself echoing there.
Yeah, someone's audio is repeating.
Am I? Well, I'm apparently muted on Skype. That's interesting.
Anyone else?
Everyone's muted on Skype.
So sorry, I was muted myself. It was coming through on DK's thing.
Oh.
He's pointing at himself
You're
and
good
saying
now.
me.
Oh, thank you. No worries. Just sounded like, what? I'm in stereo. Anyway, moving on. Tech. So, Seth and the Oberyn, you're heading to Bits and Pieces.
Yeah.
Jack. Yeah, exactly. Jack to Jack.
Jack.
You guys head on inside Bits and Pieces, and Belle is there on her own. Obviously, looks still quite anxious. And it doesn't kind of it gives the smallest of smiles when you appear in. Oh, hello, my friends. How can I help you?
We just came to give you an update on on tracking your friend.
Oh, my brother. Yes. Bantom. Yes. Oh, go ahead.
We got in touch with one of the other people that were taken, and they're still alive. They've been taken by giant eagles.
Oh, no. Oh, but why?
We don't know why yet, do we?
But we do. Well, there does seem to be a correlation between all the people are connected to, if not directly involved in, the Moonrunners.
Thank you, Shippy Studying. Thank you for that. I believe there is going to be I was told that you are aware that there is a meeting tonight of the Moonrunners. That you
Yes.
were going to be in
Who
attendance.
told you that we were attending?
But other members. Obviously, we are a secretive but communicative network.
I imagine you're not as secret as you intend to be if someone is kidnapping people connected to you.
No, that is a worry for sure. Very
Is there
much.
anything- Is there anything that could identify you as Moonrunners?
You have like big tattoos or jackets that say Moonrunner on.
No,
Magical
there is
item
no.
that turns you into cats?
No, I mean, we have patches, yes, but they are normally covered underneath the clothes. We have our own marks, yes, but as I say, they are normally hidden. But I guess if you were to look that most carefully around the person, that you could find a marking, sure. But my brother is not a member himself. I have, for the most part, kept that from him. I am surprised that someone would know of him being related. That I would be a member, and that it does not make sense.
Maybe they meant to take you.
Oh, maybe if there's. If they cannot tell a female gnome from a male gnome, then perhaps that could be the case.
If Leoberon casts detect magic,
Yes.
is there anything coming from the gnome that is present in front of us?
The gnome, no, let me just double check. I don't think so.
Something that could be tracked.
Yes. I'm wondering if there is. All of our badges also like transmutation aura or something.
Oh, yes. Our secret organization are all low-jacked.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing emanating from her, but one thing very interesting to you, Leoberon, because you haven't done it in the store before, as far as I'm aware. The tree itself at the center of the room is emanating magic.
Oh.
The whole of this massive tree that extends out of the roof of this place.
Did you know that your
start
tree
talking
is
to
magic?
You start talking to trees, I'm out.
It is a magic tree, you say? Oh, no, I had no idea about the tree.
Insight check that.
Okay.
18.
Well, that will be her deception of 5.
The fact that she's rolling deception.
Yeah. So, she is not being honest with you.
I don't believe you.
Well, that is most unfortunate. I do not know why a tree would be giving off a magical aura.
No, I mean, I know you're lying. I can see the sweat on your brow.
It is very hot today. It is uncharacteristically hot today. Okay. Look. It is my. It is a magic tree. It is formed from my brother. He has a special staff that he can transform into the tree, and we use the tree to make our shop so we can hang all of our clothes and things off of it.
You use a magic tree as a magic coat hanger.
Yep.
It's a magic coat rack, yes.
You turned,
And
you
storage
turned,
Insight check
facility.
that.
you turned a
Insight check
staff
that.
into a coat rack. Yeah.
Why is my insight +0? 8.
I mean, it's kind of hard to read because you thought she was usually honest with you, but then she's also a member of a clandestine organization. So, yeah, kind of hard to read. Also, we store some of our items in the higher branches. You know, it reminds us of home back in Manylands. Plus, it is recognizable from outside of this shop. It is almost like a marketing tool, if you like. Plus, Bantom is very much into the natural elements.
On the mention of Manylands, does the Oberon have any knowledge of staff that turns into tree to be anything other than coat hanger?
You can make a history check if you like.
I will try. We'll try poorly. 8.
8. I mean, it's not something you've heard of. Yeah, just like a magical staff that turns into a tree. Even it seems plausible given Manylands' general theme, but it's not something you've ever heard of.
Seems. Very well.
So,
I thought that might have been a clue to finding your brother, but if it is, and you're not telling us something, that's a shame.
And
I wish it was. Honestly.
In regards to finding your brother, maybe you could be able. We were trying to set up a trap for the eagles, and one is maybe you could be the bait.
Oh, so I do not like the premise of this. I have a feeling that the Moonrunners tonight will suggest possibly exactly the same thing. Given, as you have said, if what you have said is true, that they are targeting Moonrunners and small folk of the Moonrunners, I guess I am an obvious choice. And I would do anything to get my brother back. So, if that is the case, I will help you.
Oh, I was prepared to carry on trying to persuade her. I didn't expect the end.
Also, Seth, and she pulls you over to one side. After our last rendezvous, I would also do many things for you as well. And she wiggles the eyebrows at you.
Carry that on once we've saved your brother.
Oh, but of course, yes.
So, if you are in for the plan, then we will gather up our party and meet you back here to go to a location to try and trap it.
Are you not going to the meeting with the Moonrunners? That's where I was going to go this evening.
We will, but we can do this throughout the day. Try and trap it.
I see. Okay, sure.
Because if there's no way to identify any of your people, then the most likely option that someone in the Moonrunners is telling them who the people are. So this plan probably wouldn't work after the meeting.
You think there is a spy amongst the spies?
It would be the most likely place to find one.
That is most disturbing. There is honor amongst the Moonrunners. I would hope honor amongst thieves, if you like, but that is worrying news indeed. Okay, tell me what you need, and I will endeavor to do so.
If you stay here, we'll gather up our party, and then we'll go to the location that we believe someone was last taken, and see if we can trap one.
So does this mean that I will be part of your party for a little while?
Yes.
Oh, how exciting! I have heard many good things about your party and what you have done already for the town and elsewhere. I am. This is very. I am sorry. Perhaps if you need anything else for the plan that you are looking to do, perhaps we have some stuff here. We have various kits and things. We could perhaps help here.
Really, you've heard good things.
Well, yes,
multiple good things about us.
You killed the werewolf. That was our courier. Did you not? You also your friend here. He made the farms grow twice as much fruit. Twice as much crop as they normally would. He is almost a how you say celebrity amongst Ilberg. Gesticulates to
I'm not
the
used to
Oberyn.
people hearing. I'm not used to people hearing good things about us. I like this.
Nope, just me, I think.
I'm part of it.
Plus, I know a few good things about you as well, Seth. Of course.
Inside leg measurement.
I'm going to put both hands on Leobryn's shoulder, and we're going to go grab the rest of the party. We'll be back soon.
Okay. And she kind of has brightened up a bit by the end of this conversation. So head on outside. You can see at this point when you come out, you can see Brucon when he comes down to the market from up at the council chamber, which is obviously raised up the stairs from where the market is. So you see him coming down, and you can meet with him down there in the market if you like.
Brucon, do you know where Malor is? We've got our human bait. Sorry, gnome bait.
Well, I'm assuming he's on his way here from the temple. That was what we.
Excellent. Should we grab Fleeting and Nerith and Kathy?
You can grab them if you like. I absolve myself of any responsibility for what happens after that. But sure, let's go find them. Wait, hang on. Actually,
Yeah, well,
you find them. I'll wait here for Malar. Otherwise, we could end up in a sort of comical scenario where we're constantly. Chasing
yeah.
after each other.
I'll go grab Fleeting and Nerith and shall rejoin the group.
Malar will similarly the temple meet up with Brucon.
Sure. Okay, so Seth and the Oberyn, as you go to leave the market, Seth, even with your passive perception, you recognise one figure at the market who you haven't seen in a long time, in a couple of weeks actually. Recognise? No, it's this is a tall half orc with some with kind of short back and sides hair and some wizardly robes about his person.
Yay! It's this guy's nice. We like this guy. He's not. I don't want to kill him.
He was previously the bouncer of Flaming Jacks.
Yeah.
Grunt.
Oh, he's unemployed.
And he
He's
kind
busy
of
now.
he sees you as well and kind of waves up. Oh, hey.
You're a wizard, Grunty.
Grunt, how are you? How was the trip?
It was a magical experience. It's really nice to see more of the world. And of course, with such pleasant company, Elenia was an absolute delight. Unfortunately, she's decided that she wants to see more of the world. She's jumped on your friend's ship. She's gone along with them for the ride. I guess the package will be delivered in the next few days or so, I guess.
Fantastic. Thank you for your help again. Have you had a chance to go back to Flaming Jacks yet?
Well, no, I was actually stopped here just to kind of refresh and get some more food for the horse, and then I was gonna head on back that way.
I wouldn't. Flaming Jacks kind of went flaming up.
You mean old Jackman Winklebottom finally burned it down, huh?
Yep.
Wow. Make a deception check, Seb. I was inclined to just let it go, but I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
No.
The Oberyn is next to Seth,
roll.
making weird eyes at him, like.
Rolled an 11, so that's 17.
17. I won't be crawling off a disadvantage because of Leobryn. I think you only made the checks. Leobryn's next to you looking awkward. And he's like, well, that's unfortunate. Maybe I'll, I still got his cart and horse. All right. You seen him around so I can return it, or?
Well, he wasn't actually the one that burned it down. It was attacked. He's currently in hiding. Do you remember
Witness protection.
a dagger on the wall?
Oh, that bone thing he kept above the bar. Yeah, I remember.
Someone came for that.
They torched the place, huh?
You didn't see anyone suspicious ever eyeing up that dagger around there?
I mean, I didn't really go inside much. I was mostly outside making sure the suspicious types didn't come in.
I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion for a picture of Damon. Didn't see this guy?
I haven't seen a fella like that before, no sir. Don't think that'd be the kind of folk that would come in at Flaming Jacks. Normally a bit more, dead-end dive kind of guys.
Well, like I say, I wouldn't, it'd be a wasted trip for you to head back there. Maybe just stick around town for a few days.
Huh.
Till Flaming Jack comes out of hiding.
Maybe I'll look for some other employment. There's a tavern here, right? Might have news for me, I suppose. Thanks for the tip, anyway.
No problem.
And he kind of pretends to tip his cap because he doesn't have one, but you do, and then turns around and heads back on his way.
He's not becoming part of the best friend hat squad.
No, of course not. No. So yeah, Malar, as you go to leave the temple, Ventrix kind of speaks up. Oh, Malar, we've been thinking about an initiative for a while. As you know, many are destitute and not well looked after by the powers that be in Hilberg and beyond in Burkran. I wanted to get some sort of premises together to house unfortunates, to keep them off the streets and such. I know that you have spoken to the counselor before. Perhaps you can put in a good word about this initiative. She hasn't responded so well to my thoughts so far, but...
yes, capital idea. I endorse helping the more needy, of course. If I am able to organically suggest such a thing, I shall. But unfortunately, I don't actually interact with the counselor too often. So, if our paths cross, and they may do, I'm sure of it, I will certainly bring this up and endorse this viewpoint. I appreciate your time, and I will attempt to return the favor.
My thanks, Mr. Deacon Shakreek, once again. I'll let you know when the scroll arrives for the lady here. Good day to you.
Blessing of the 8.
And to you as well, and he pops guidance on you, because that's what you guys do.
Guidance everywhere. Doesn't
guidance.
cost us anything.
No, you get guidance. No, you get guidance. Yeah, it's just, the rigmarole of it all. Anyway, you eventually leave and meet up. You can meet up with Brucon at the market. If there's anything you want to discuss in that, or I can skip over it. Entirely up to you.
I mean, I'll just brief Brucon the fact that I faced sweet FA.
Got some demon stuff, but yeah, not as much info as Brucon's about to hit you with, I imagine.
Yeah. So Brucon's Brucon very much emphasizes the eagles in mountains. It's weird for them to be round here, part of his research, and sort of casually mentions. I mean, I don't know that it's how much it really has to do with this whole situation here, but I did find something about a group of, I suppose, and please don't take offense at my describing them this way, bird people. That might possibly be relevant in some way. Residing in a place called the Eyrie, somewhere in the Rackwood Mountains. I've got the book. There's a map, but it's a tad on the vague side. So I'm not convinced it's directly relevant to our current situation, but possibly a lead of some kind worth following at some point.
Well, this is most curious, Mr. Brucon. while I have not found any potential leads with this particular endeavor, in attempting to find a cure for Mr. Fleeting, some of my research in there may be one of these elixirs, filter of health, that reside in the mountain as well. I wonder if perhaps this is too much of a coincidence to be the case. Maybe at some point in our near future we'll be endeavoring to take something of a hike into the Rackguard Mountains, as they are not too far away. Hashtag just saying.
I think you might be muted, Bart.
Mute part.
I was muted.
Yes.
What was just to track back slightly? What was the significance of the filter again?
A
The
potential
filter.
cure.
Yeah, it's a cure for lycanthropy. It's the one thing
right.
they
Oh,
used
okay.
previously.
Oh, okay. Missed that entirely the first time round. Cool.
But I
Possibly
will.
more.
Okay. But
No,
in terms of disappearing people, it seems like the Moonrunners are still our best bet.
I'll sort of, have you seen Seth and Leobrin? Have they had any luck with whatever they were doing? Will be a question put.
So, Seth and Leobrin, you gather up Neris and Fleeting. Neris has been won over by the giant capybara. It's not a horse, but still has a lot of charm to it. Although its charisma score is significantly low, but she likes it nonetheless. Anyway, so she's they're happy to go with you, and you can rendezvous with the others back at the market. And discuss what you're going to do next. But I think for today, let's call it there for today, and we'll pick things up from just after you've kind of all gathered your thoughts together and plan of action with Belle next time. Yeah?
Sure.
Yes.
Hey.
Sounds good.
All good. All right. Thank you so much. Well, thank you guys in the chat. Really coming alive today. A lot of fun stuff in there. Always love a bit of the banter as well in the chat. And obviously, thank you to you guys for keeping on top of it when I can't type
Well
in the chat.
done.
That's great.
And well done everyone for managing to go like a full year without getting into the shipping stuff. It was bound to happen eventually, but we held out as long as we could, and we'll just carry on that basis.
Yes. Much more. Now the shipping forecast. Next time. Anyway.
Is
Anyway,
it a
thank
year?
you. We've been doing this campaign over a year now. Yeah, I think it was June or
If you
July when we
remember-
started.
Yeah, and if you remember, we were melting a lot in the early stages.
All of us in this room, even with just me today, I am
Yeah.
dying. in
Well, the
this
first couple, I was nay present.
Yeah, I think it was
I
at
was-
session 3 when you first were all
Yeah.
together. I think.
I was sweating out in the world.
Good times. Good
I
times.
still
but,
gets a cameo as the god of murdered puppies, says Drake.
all to
Time
come,
will
I'm sure, Drake. Yes, thank you all. A year down, and we're still going strong. It's good times. Thank you everyone for sticking with the channel. Thanks for the support so far. Please continue to do so as well, and tell your friends. If you know anyone else who loves D&D, because there are definitely more people than there used to be out there in terms of loving D&D. Send them over this way. We very much appreciate it.
Dozens of us.
Many,
Dozens.
as
Dozens.
we are legion, as Should Be Studying says, many years to go. I hope so. Well, we'll see how far this campaign goes, shall we? Anyway, until next time, everyone, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back same time next week with the next installment. Until then, everyone, stay safe, drink lots of water, put on sunscreen, and have a good week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.